Really want to bring this to you. This is such a great story. It's Mark Thiessen writing in the Washington Post, which is still occasionally printing dissenting opinions. Watching the Biden administration flail around on school reopening, one wonders what it would be like if we had a chief executive with the courage to take on the teachers' unions and give every parent who wants their children to attend in-person school the right to do it. Well, we do. Her name is Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds, and she just signed a bill into law that requires every public and accredited private school in her state to offer in-person learning 5 days a freaking week. Not a majority of K through 8 schools 1 day a week or whatever. All K through 12 schools immediately, no ifs and or buts. Did you hear this news anywhere?
No, I didn't. I didn't even. I take in a lot of news. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I know. It's cruelly incompetent and or biased media. But kids were falling behind, she says in an interview. In our largest school districts, we had the teachers' unions that were winning out, and we had kids that hadn't been in a classroom since August. We had teachers that had been unable to connect with students for over 9 weeks, and there was nothing they could do about it. And the lessons that they did have ranged from 60 to 90 minutes, and then that's it for the day.
Yep.
Let's see. Most of the affected students were disadvantaged kids, inner city public schools. We had 55% in one of our public schools of high school kids and 21% of middle school kids that were getting a D or an F. We saw a 21% decrease in first grade literacy. Great Scott. 21% decrease in first grade literacy. That is in the absolutely critical prime learning period. And so the governor decided enough was enough. Quote, the metrics support the kids being in school. We can do it safely. So in her Condition of the State address on Jan 12, Governor Reynolds called on lawmakers to, and I quote, immediately send a bill to my desk that gives parents the choice to send their child back to school full time. The state Senate quickly approved it, 29-18. The House passed it, 59-39, and Reynolds signed it into law at the very end of January. Just one Democrat had the courage to break ranks with the unions and support it, which is sickening.
I assume they're stacking the bodies of dead teachers and students on top of each other, waiting for refrigerated trucks.
No, of course, everybody's fine. Everybody's absolutely fine. You also didn't hear this about Iowa. I remember when Scott Walker did this in Wisconsin. It was a great move, but back in 2017, when she was lieutenant governor, the state eliminated collective bargaining for public sector unions. But despite those reforms, she found that many local school boards remained beholden to the unions. The school board types were buddy-buddy with the teachers' unions and continued to carry their water. They were allied, I guess.
God, that makes me furious that Iowa's not being held up as the standard that all states should reach to.
They're calling it the Students First Act. It's a great move. We congratulate the governor. I want to mention this again early in the show tomorrow so that everybody can hear it, but good for you, Governor Reynolds.
That's amazing.
It's amazing how little that's happening given the evidence. I almost use the term the preponderance of evidence. It's 1,000 to 1, the evidence for opening schools versus keeping them closed.